ladies and gentlemen. I'm here on the show. Excuse me. But I'm here to talk about Smackdown tonight. I actually thought it was pretty good. Another good week of Smackdown. Opinion might be different than mine, but I thought it was a good show. Especially being, 2 hours? It was a tape show. Sometimes tape shows, aren't the best. Maybe I'm a bit too high on this show, but I thought it was good, man. Smackdown was pretty good. We got some matches announced for Evolution. Another match announced for Saturday night's main event. Drew McIntyre is back as well. He returned tonight. Obviously, I knew he was going to return because I saw spoilers before. But still, good to see Drew McIntyre back. WWE TV is better when Drew McIntyre is back. And it's just, WWE TV is so good when he's on it. Just love Drew McIntyre. The king of social media, always on point. And even as a heel, he doesn't tell lies. I mean, returning on a tape show was kind of criminal, but I don't know. I mean, I'm glad he returned, but also, too, I think it's time he give this dude an actual title run. It's time. He's been his best for 3 years now, in and out of the ring. Especially, on social media. Best heels tell the truth and progress a slow burn to a turn. I don't know how he isn't a world champion sometime soon. And in the ring, good promo with Cody and Randy. Spoke nothing but facts. Randy's back. How Cody was, targeting that back. And called, basically say Randy Orton. He basically called him not the old Randy Orton, the Legend Killer, where he was punt kicks to the head. And then he hit him with the RKO. So great open segment there. Some matches that were announced for Evolution. Look, with Evolution, I don't know, there just hasn't been much build up. Like, they're having to rush matches, just announce stuff right now. I just don't know, dude. There hasn't been much promotion, no storylines, not much build up. Dude hasn't really put much effort into this, in my opinion. And I think the women are going to kill it out there because they're all talented. But WWE hasn't put much effort, to me. I mean, the problem is that WWE's hosting pay-per-views way too quickly these days. Because 2-3 weeks isn't enough time to do anything. The real problem is the booking, which is non-existent. EO hasn't been doing anything since WrestleMania. So a number of shows there is irrelevant when you have your talent doing nothing until a week before the pay-per-view. I guess you can have that point. But it's just, I feel like, I don't know, it's just with me, I don't want a pay-per-view every 3 weeks. Yes, the pay-per-views can be great, but I don't want to cover one every 3 weeks. The last 2 months of PLEs have been very little built or story. Feels like they're depending on old history or just someone completely randomly challenging someone or having the champion challenging somebody, which I think is, like I said, lazy booking. But that Liv Morgan injury, I guess, really caused a ripple effect. But don't take this as I'm going to hate Evolution, because I'm not. I think the matches are going to cook, personally. But, you're having Tiffany Stratton choose a challenger. I think it's just the fact that both the world and WWE champions have to choose their opponents just shows how creatively lazy they're being for Evolution. It's just extremely lazy. Why is the champion choosing? Why isn't it the challenger? They just want to get this shit done with. It's what it feels like. Do they just, I don't know, maybe they just don't give a damn. But meanwhile, you have on NXT, Shawn Michaels actually, meanwhile, HBK's build up to the NXT women's title match was incredible. He built that well. I don't know why WWE can't do that. The Queen of the Ring tournament was fine, but okay, it's just whoever wins that, okay, have them face Mid Evolution or something. Like, I know it's, I guess, SummerSlam, but maybe have the challenger choose which champion they want to face. The winner of that tournament should have chose which women's champion they wanted to face, instead of having the champion choose. It's just lack of creativity and effort that's going into these builds. That's what makes the women's Intercontinental title feud exciting, because it's clearly building with effort. You have 3 great wrestlers, and maybe it's if the creative team put the same efforts they're doing for Lyra, Becky, and Bayley feud in the other feuds of the women's division will be a paradise. But the thing is, they're not doing that with other feuds right now. But I think women's pay-per-view is going to be good, though. I mean, the matches will cook. Trust me. Because there were some matches announced tonight. Naomi and Jade in a no-holds-barred match. And Tiffany Stratton challenged Trish Stratus, which I already knew because I saw the spoilers. So it's going to be Tiffany Stratton and Trish Stratus. And Naomi and Jade in a no-holds-barred. So, matches are announced for Evolution right now is Io Rhea, the women's tag 4-way, Tiffany and Trish, Naomi and Jade in the No Holds Barred. Here you have the Battle Royal. You have Lyra, Becky, and Bayley, most likely. And then JC Jane and Jordan Grace. I mean, I think it's going to be a good pay-per-view. I think it'll be a good one. I think it's a good card. I just think it's bad, lazy and bad build. Randy Orton and Drew McIntyre is official for Saturday night's main event. And Saturday night's main event looks pretty good, I'm not going to lie. Randy Orton, Drew McIntyre, L.A. Knight, yeah, versus Seth Rollins. And then the Goldberg and Gunther. But Saturday night main event looks pretty good. These were just announcements, by the way. I'll get to the actual show now. But yeah, those are some announcements for the show. But I thought the show was pretty good. You know, there's a bunch of good wrestling. But I had to kind of get a complaint out there about Evolution, the bad build. But I think the matches are good, though, for sure. So this is SmackDown after Night of Champions from Pittsburgh, from Schittsburg. So, all hail King Cody. But before that, we had a quick segment, you know, in the parking lot. Solo Sikoa and his crew pulling up, but Jacob Fatu attacks them to start off. Then we get to the arena where Cody Rhodes came to a huge pop. Whoa! And he spoke for a bit about winning the King of the Ring tournament. Then Randy Orton joins him. Viper said he had the win in hand, but he hesitated, while Rhodes did not. He said he actually respected it, even if he won't soon forget it. Then Drew McIntyre came out, made his return. He called both of them pathetic. He said Orton was weak for allowing Rhodes to do what he did. Randy exposed the turnbuckle, but Cody used it to his advantage, hit the crossroads. He said he hesitated, while Rhodes, he didn't. Orton said he actually respected it, even if he won't forget. So, he told Rhodes he hopes he wins the title from John Cena so he can be the one to beat him for it. The Viper lived up to his reputation. He hits McIntyre with the RKO out of nowhere. Segment was simple, but it was effective because it set up potential matches down the line. So good, effective segment opened the show. Then you had women's tag match, Alexa Charlotte versus B-Fab and Mia Yim and versus the Secret Harvest. I don't know, man. Secret Harvest is cringe as fuck. I'm sorry, man. I mean, I like Chelsea Green, but other than that, I couldn't give two shits about this group, honestly. But I thought it was a solid tag match. Alexa Bliss ended up getting the pin. Charlotte Flair tapped her on the head. That was a tag. And Charlotte was distracted. Alexa Bliss got the cover. So Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair advanced to the the Fatal 4 Evolution Tag Team Championship match against Raquel and Roxanne. I mean, I thought it was a pretty solid tag match for what it was. The Wyatt Six versus Berto, Chris Sabin, Montez Ford, and Johnny Gargano. I thought another solid tag match. If they had more time, everyone could have been featured a bit better. As it was, only one or two people stood out. I mean, they had some fun moments and spots, so I thought it was a solid match. Like, there was some solid to really good wrestling. There's a lot of tag matches tonight. But this one was a solid match. White 6 win. Fraxian versus Andrade and Rey Fenix. They end up getting a lot of time to work, actually. All four men were running and flying all over the place, and just about every move they did looked great. Sometimes all you have to do is stick some talented workers in the ring, like these four gentlemen, and let the magic happen. Because Andrade, he can work his ass off in the ring, but they will not give him a storyline, but they can give one to Jelly Roll. By the way. But sometimes it's what you gotta do, and they end up getting a lot of time to work, so they were able to make sure all four competitors shine. Fraxian brought a lot. I really like Fraxian. But Phoenix and Andrade were able to get the win. Another good tag match. Either the tag match were either solid or I thought they were good. So there was really nothing bad tonight on the show. And the main event was, I thought, solid as well. Man, Jacob Fatu, he's adapted to his babyface role well by not changing much about his character and simple, focusing on different opponents with his aggression. And Fatu and Uso get the win over Mateo and Sikoa, but I don't know if this should have been the main event. It ended the same way. It feels like every Bloodline thing when it ends the show. Babyfaces win, the heels attack. Triple powerbomb through the table. It just feels like the same thing with the Bloodline shit. Like, they don't get creative. It's just triple powerbomb through the table. It's just... I'm over the Bloodline shit. Like, I like Jimmy and Jacob Fatu. But, like, JC Mateo, Solo Sikoa, I just don't care, honestly. But I'm pretty sure every match tonight was a tag team match. And there was a bunch of, like, backstage segments, like, with the announcements there, some promos. Julia gave a promo and a video package as well. So, returning to 2 hours helped the show a bit more focused this week, because it didn't need as much filler between matches, because 3 hours, there's just so much filler. But it helped the pace along. It was definitely the right call. A handful of feuds were addressed or advances this week, but the biggest development, Orton and McIntyre is reigniting their rivalry, facing off at Saturday night's main event. Fatu and Sikoa were the stars of the show, with each man being involved in 3 segments, including the opening and closing segment. However, from bell to bell, the best match, I thought, was Fraxian versus Phoenix and Andrade. Those 4 men put on a great show that should take the time to check out. Also, the Evolution at Saturday's main event, plus NXT Great American Bash, all came very quick. WWE's entering a very busy period right now, which I will be covering Saturday night's main event and Evolution during the weekend next week. And then I will be here for Monday Night Raw. So I believe 3 straight days I'll be here covering wrestling. But I thought a pretty good show tonight. I thought a pretty solid show. I'm gonna give it I'll give it an 8 out of 10. I thought it was a pretty good show. There was good wrestling, some announcements for Saturday night's main event and the Evolution pay-per-view coming up, and then some stories advanced, like I was talking about. So, give it an 8 out of 10 for now. A good SmackDown also helps. That's back to 2 hours. So, yeah, but that's really all I got to say tonight. So, yeah, till next time, I'm out a lot. Peace, and I hope everyone had a good, happy 4th of July.